Hello everyone! Today, we'll be presenting our analysis of the documentary Transnene by Mav Gonzalez. The film highlights the powerful and emotional stories of Filipino transgender teenagers, especially two young individuals, Ashley and Jade, as they navigate self-expression, acceptance, and discrimination in a deeply conservative society. Ashley, only 14 years old, shares her first experience in a transgender beauty pageant. We see her journey with hormone pills, her emotional ups and downs, and how the pageant gave her a space to truly feel beautiful and supported. Meanwhile, Jade's story centers around a battle for her rights in school. She was told she couldn't join graduation unless she cut her hair, but instead of giving in, she fought back with the help of other advocates and made history by marching with her hair untouched. Her story shows us that gender expression is a right, not a privilege. Our group chose this documentary because of its strong message on acceptance, representation, and human rights. It's a call for a more inclusive Philippines where everyone, regardless of gender identity, is respected.
Transnene presents several ethical dilemmas faced by transgender youth in the Philippines. One major issue is the conflict between personal identity and institutional rules, especially in schools. Jade's story is a clear example. She was denied the right to graduate simply because of how she looked, showing how some school policies quietly reinforce exclusion. Another dilemma is about safety and access, like how Ashley has to self-medicate with hormones due to limited healthcare options. This exposes how vulnerable trans youth are to health risks, judgment, and discrimination. Despite all this, the documentary handles these stories with honesty and care. It doesn't sensationalize their pain, it lets them speak for themselves, which is one of its strongest ethical choices.
The documentary Transnene follows strong ethical standards. First, it ensures the consent of its participants, especially important since both Ashley and Jade are minors. Their stories are told with their full participation and in their own words, which reflects respect for their agency. It also avoids exploiting their experiences. Instead of using dramatic effects, the film focuses on the reality of their lives, how they feel, what they face, and what they dream of. This shows transparency, fairness, and dignity in storytelling. Most importantly, it gives them space to be themselves. By doing this, the documentary raises awareness and encourages viewers to rethink their biases, and that is powerful, ethical filmmaking.
What ethical considerations were not observed in the documentary? Even though Transnene is mostly ethical, there are a few concerns. For example, when Ashley talks about taking hormone pills without medical supervision, it could be risky. Young viewers might get the wrong idea and think it's safe to self-medicate.
Another concern is privacy. Jade's story, especially about being banned from her graduation, might make her a target for online hate or judgment. While her voice is important, minors should always be protected from possible emotional or digital harm, especially when discussing very sensitive topics.
And the full consent from both the participants and their parents wasn't properly explained or documented, it could violate the ethical rules in media reporting.
The documentary Transnene demonstrates a strong sense of ethical responsibility in its portrayal of transgender adolescents like Jade and Ashley. It respectfully allows them to share their own experiences, highlighting real-life challenges such as school discrimination, limited access to healthcare, and struggles with self-expression. Instead of dramatizing their stories, the film presents them by authentically promoting empathy and raising crucial social awareness. By focusing on dignity, consent, and the lived realities of trans youth, the documentary succeeds in delivering a powerful and ethically grounded narrative. What makes Transnene especially effective is its participatory approach. It gives transgender youth the space to speak for themselves rather than being spoken for. This breaks away from traditional media power structures and provides a more truthful representation of LGBTQ experiences. Supportive environments like Ashley's pageant community further emphasize the importance of solidarity and shared experience. However, while the documentary handles its subjects with care, some ethical concerns remain, such as the discussion of hormone self-medication by a minor, which could influence younger viewers. Stronger protections and clearer consent processes could have made the film even more ethically sound, especially when dealing with vulnerable participants.
To sum it up, TransNene is more than a documentary. It's a lens into the real lives of transgender teens in the Philippines. It shows their bravery, their pain, and their hope. While it largely follows ethical practices by promoting consent, truth, and fairness, there are areas, especially in the protection of minors, that can still be improved. As future communicators, journalists, or storytellers, it's our duty to tell stories that uplift voices while also being responsible. TransNene teaches us that ethical reporting is not just about rules, it's about respect, representation, and protecting the people behind the story. Thank you for watching our presentation.